First things first, in rainy season and throughout the summer, we need mosquito coils. Where did you go? Right here. Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm John. This is Shimoda Life. If you're a new viewer just dropping in, I'm in the middle of completing the timber frame tiny house build inside which I'm standing right now. I'm in Japan. We're about 3 hours south of Tokyo in a little town called Shimoda. And I'm kind of building a homestead out of this very steep and a little bit wild mountain. Today, as I said, we're continuing the timber frame tiny house build. I've got siding to complete today. Last day I was up here. I had two helpers with me, Thomas and Albano, and they really went to town. Albano was here helping me with carpentry, getting the siding done. Fantastic effort by him, and together we got both ends of the house 95% done. And while we were doing this, Thomas was across the ridge on the solar panel installation, cutting down brush. I didn't cut down the brush around the solar panel installation this winter, and so it all grew up as it does every year, and lots of extending branches cutting into my sunlight, and therefore decreasing the amount of solar electricity I can generate. So Thomas did a fantastic job, all on his own, just over there with a set of clippers, working away. I was so impressed. Now, where are we? Today, I'm gonna continue burning. We're right in the middle of rainy season. It is the perfect time to burn because there's zero risk of the forest catching. The forest is drenched right now. We've had 2 days now of continuous rain. And we have a break right now. Tomorrow is supposed to be sunny, and then the next 6 days, again, nothing but rain. So now's a perfect time to burn. And I'm gonna be just around the corner burning more siding. Enough siding to do the back wall. Okay, let's get started. Okay, we've got some sawdust there. We'll have to get cleaned up. And we've left the peak open so that we can do some horizontal non-charred siding for a little accent color. And then we have the back here, which has to be done. And the back is 12 feet long. The sides are 8 feet. So take the sides times 1.5. There's going to be some odd cuts there because of the 2 windows and because of the 3 tenons poking out. But that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we need 24 boards. So actually I almost didn't make it out this morning because just before I left, I jumped out onto my 2nd floor balcony and there's a murder hornet nest out there. There's only about 8 or 10 of them. They've been building for a couple of weeks and I haven't gotten rid of them yet. And I jumped out to look for one of my cats, and one of them took umbrage at that and stung me twice. And you can't really see it. I got one in the back and one under my arm. And in North America, you know, we don't take these things too seriously. But in Japan, for some reason, I don't know if it's the blood or what, or the air, but murder hornets in Japan, they kill people every year. And Japanese people are just terrified of them. And there's, you know, emergency kits and suction kits and hospital calls that you have to make and the whole bit. And my wife got a little bit excited that she made me sit down for 10 minutes and say, just wait, put some ice on it. They were really, really light stings. So I got off lucky. I could feel a little bit of numbness right around the sting within the first 5 minutes, but luckily no more than that. Just a little, now it's just a little bit red, and I iced it a little bit and everything, but my wife almost didn't let me go out. Be careful of those murder hornets. A quick 20-minute break to go to the small town nearby and buy some more canisters of propane. Okay, let's get up here and see what we can do. This is Shimoda Action News. We're here live today on the mountain investigating an influx of monkeys. Actually, of course, this is not monkeys. These guys are really doing me solid right now. They are installing my electrical. Now, if you have watched any of these Shimoda Life videos, you will have gathered that we're on grid. And if you're familiar with Japan, pretty much you know that almost everywhere is on grid, whether you want it or not. However, on my property, I have the luxury of having 200 solar panels installed just over the ridge on another part of my property. And my goal for this Shimoda Life homestead is to have a dual electrical system. I need to be on the grid for whatever reason. I just like the security of being on the grid. But I also want to be very much self-sufficient and be able to go off the grid whenever I want. And so when I ultimately finish building the house up here, I'm going to have a main switch, a main breaker probably, that will turn off the TEPCO Tokyo Electric grid power and allow me to use my solar installation and batteries. Ultimately, we're going to run the Tokyo Electric power to this new pole that my electrical contractor installed earlier this week. It's going to be an overhead line running from the grid pole to this pole, which is really only about 3 meters. And that's exactly the way I want it. Then from my pole to various points on the property, it's all going to be underground, which is something I really, really want. So that's the ultimate goal, but you know, I've been without power, except for a generator, which you can probably hear humming in the background. I've been without power for the 2 years here that I've been working on site. And so this is a great, you know, next stage in the development of my little homestead site here. We got a big crew. There's like 3 guys up in the lift right now, wiring, and they were cutting down, you know, extraneous trees before. And then we got like 4 guys down below directing traffic on a mountain road that gets almost zero traffic. Now I can finally take the generator home.
Okay, so you're cutting out those dimensions. That's actually what's left.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. There we go. A little bit of a gap up there. Slide you over. Good. Good. Well, we are officially done the four walls, the four exterior walls of the tiny house. And of course, whenever you're officially done something, that means there's just a ton of little other stuff to do. Well, Dave and I managed to bang out the back wall, and you know, even though nobody's ever going to see this ever again, I'm pretty happy with it. It looks pretty good. And it's going to be watertight, so that's great. So you know, the next big step is floors and doors. Okay, that's coming up. Oh, you